Oh man, football started yesterday. 17-16, Ravens beat the Bears. What's up, fans? I got the backdrop again. You guys liked it so much, even though it's a big pain in my ass. Let's set it up. Day 8 of training camp. We're going to get into the usual notes. No pads today, just uppers. Some people didn't practice that, we expected. Then I got some player quotes. I got Adam Gase's press conference. We'll get comment of the day. Then I got some news for you fellas. So, just to start things off, tomorrow is the scrimmage. And if I can do what I do like this, where I can tell you guys how the scrimmage went, I will. It's not going to be televised, obviously. If I can get video of it, I will show you guys the video of it. But yeah, tomorrow's the scrimmage. So today, they said it's not going to be that intense, but from what I read, it was a pretty good practice for the offense and for the defense. So it was a good practice altogether. No Isaiah Ford. Marquise Gray was back somewhat. William Hayes, no. There was a hamstring injury yesterday. It doesn't seem that serious. So they said that if there was a game Sunday, he would suit up and play Sunday. So William Hayes is okay. Brendel and Derby, a no-go, like usual, that they're dealing with injury. Albert Wilson, before 11-on-11s and before that other stuff, was doing running back drills. So gives you a little vision on the trickery that Adam Gase has going on, trying to get all his best players on the field. And then Devontae Parker, a lot of you guys been asking what's going on with Devontae Parker. He's been shadowed by Xavier Howard all camp. So, Xavier Howard is going to be, I'm calling it top 10, top 5 corner for this year. But Tannehill's also avoiding Xavier Howard's side because he doesn't want to be throwing picks because Xavier Howard is a ball hawk. But let's get into the fun stuff. Let's get into some action. Let's get... Where's my hand going? Where'd it go? Started. So to start it off, okay. So you guys love to correct me when I say names wrong. So I'm going to purposely be saying I'm wrong, or I'm going to say I'm right. You'll never know. Keep correcting me, commenting. I love it. So to start off, McTeary, Howard are the starting corners. You got Juwan James is back. Sitton is back because it's not full pad, so not full contact. Then we have Gesicki is one of the starting tight ends, and Gachow is one of the starting defensive tackles. Tannehill gets sacked on the very first play, and then right after that, Kenyon Drake with a nice first down run. Akeem Spence out of grasp to make the tackle, so he gets the first down. And then Drake with a nice run. Bobby McCain over-pursued the run. DeAndre Branch is taking William Hayes' role as like a run stuffer, defensive end / defensive tackle. I guess just in case he does get injured while the season's going on. And then the quarterbacks are Tankersley and Lippett at one point. They came in. It's a lot of rotations with these cornerbacks, trying to get them used to being on the first team defense. Tannehill to Amendola, then Kiko Alonso makes a great tackle showing off his speed and that he is back to where he used to be, playing in the position that he's comfortable with the right side linebacker. Nice blitz pickup from Duarte. He's fighting to not be that forgotten tight end because we got Gesicki in the fold now. Gray's doing good except for the injury that he had to deal with his leg. But Duarte's like, hey, I'm still good, guys. I can still do good. Then there's a pass from David Fales to Morgan, and then Calhoun limps off the field. I don't think it was a major injury. I didn't hear much about it afterwards, so he might have just tweaked something. He's fine. Albert Wilson with a 10-yard run on 11-on-11s, and then one of the guys in the stands, one of the reporters yells out, "I love that play!" So they are showing some trickery, but being that the media and all this stuff, they can't go into detail. They actually sign contracts where they can't talk about what's going on in training camp because then everyone will friggin' know what the teams are doing. And then Tankersley's now in with the starters. So, like I said, rotation. Tannehill stares down Gesicki for a pass, and Kiko breaks it up. He needs to break that habit of staring down his #1 target because it's bit him in the ass before. So, come on, Tannehill, stop doing it. Then there was a great touchdown play. I don't have the video of it, but Devontae Parker jumps up, splits 2 defenders, and snatches the ball for a touchdown in the back of the end zone. Those 2 defenders were Mika Fitzpatrick and Raekwon McMillan, showing that what he can do when he's healthy and what he can do when his mind is in the right place. Everyone keeps asking, is he a bust? I don't know yet. We'll see how the season goes, but he's got to keep his mind in the right place, and he's got to keep playing hard. Stay healthy, dude. Albert Wilson with a nice touchdown pass, 17 yards from David Fales. Tankersley was on the coverage, then Fales to Duarte for another touchdown. Fales was really hot in this training camp session. Anthony Moten, I think that's how I pronounce his name, sacks David Fales, and then he causes a Howell fumble. So nice play by this guy trying to be known. Osweiler avoids the pressure and throws a touchdown to Rashawn Scott. And then with James and Sitton in the lineup, you're noticing that this offensive line is playing 100 times better, which is great because it shows that our starting offensive line is going to play better. But it scares the crap out of me because God forbid one of them gets injured. What are we going to friggin' do? Then Mike Gesicki with a nice 3-yard pass. He's getting a lot of first-time reps and first-team reps the past couple days. They're really trying to get him along. A lot of you guys were asking me, where's Gesicki? What is Gesicki doing? Why aren't they, is this a wasted draft pick? He's getting a lot of play time the past couple days. So they're getting him along and he's picking it up. So it's working. Then Tannehill scrambles out of the pocket, showing he still's got his mobility, he still's got his legs under him, and then Cameron Wake slows up when Tannehill goes to the sideline. No point in chasing him down and tackle him at the sideline because you hurt him, we'll kill ya! And then a nice pass from Tannehill to Gesicki with Kiko there making the tackle. Kiko is playing like it's regular season, so he's already in that mode of come on, move, move, move. Deion Branch sacks Tannehill, and then the first team takes a break. In comes the second team. Osweiler with a nice bomb to Rashawn Scott. I got that video right here for you guys. Osweiler then incomplete pass, nice coverage. It's now 2nd and 5. And then Osweiler to Gore gets it to the 1, but then slips. And then Osweiler incomplete on 4th down, field goal. And then just someone, Omar noticed the reps that were going on with these corners opposite of Xavier Howard. McTeer, 4 days as a starter. Tankersley, 3 days. And Tony Lippett, only 1 day with starters. So it really shows who they are liking to play opposite of Xavier Howard. And right now it seems like it's McTeer's job to lose. The first team comes back out, and then you have a deep pass, perfect throw from Tannehill to Stills. And of course, Kenny Stills drops the friggin' ball, but some people are saying it was just a drop, and then some people are saying Xavier Howard knocked the ball out. But this is like, what, 2-3 days in a row of him dropping a pass. Seattle game is just burning in my brain. I feel like it's right here. Like, it's haunting me. Tannehill with a nice pass to Danny Amendola. Tannehill's looking really sharp. And then 2 drops for fails back-to-back from Balaj and Carew. Got to help these quarterbacks out. Ball hits your hands, you got to catch it. Then a really nice bomb touchdown pass from David Fales to Carew. So he's like, hey, dude, my bad dropping that one. I got this one. This has definitely been the best day for quarterbacks so far in training camp. And then a little goal line work. No cornerbacks, just linebackers, defensive tackles, offensive linemen, fullbacks, running backs, quarterback. You know what I'm saying. And then there's a false start. And Gase just drops his head, and Washburn loses his shit, the offensive line coach. And then Tannehill incomplete with Smythe was covered by Raekwon McMillan. Then Drake with a run to the left, which gets stopped. And then Gesicki versus Stephon Anthony, touchdown. And I got that for you guys right here. And then Hall with great coverage versus Smythe. Smythe is really showing that he is just a run-blocking tight end, and Gesicki is showing that we're seeing what we thought, but hopefully with the more that training camp goes on, the more that we'll know. Collins recovering a fumble snap, and then the last thing, wide open, Escobar for a touchdown from Fales. And that was training camp today. Now, I got some things from Drawn James, I got some things from Gesicki, and then I have some things from Gase, and then we'll get to your comment/question of the day. So James says that Sitton is a great leader. He also says that Gesicki is a great red zone weapon, and that he's willing and ready to block, and he's great. He absorbs a lot of information, which is good. And it's great that he's talking to the offensive lineman about blocking techniques, because he really needs to pick that up so we don't telegraph what type of play we're doing with what tight end is in. And then Gesicki says blocking is not going to happen overnight, which obviously. And then he says he listens to every little thing that Ryan Tannehill says to him. If Ryan Tannehill tells him to go home and clean his car, he will run home and clean Tannehill's car. Which is that connection that Tannehill and Gesicki have, which is great. And hopefully we see that on the field. So then Adam Gase talks about the development and the connection that Gesicki and Tannehill have. He said they're working well together, making big plays. He also says that tomorrow's scrimmage is like a dress rehearsal for the preseason game on next Thursday, or this upcoming Thursday, depending on when you watch it. And then a reminder, he has to keep reminding William Hayes of his age, and that he's not 22, 23 anymore, that he's up there in age and he needs to take care of himself. And then he says that timing and fighting through defensive backs holds are imperative for the receivers and for all of these guys. And he brought up Parker's catch where he got the touchdown pass between Mika Fitzpatrick and Raekwon McMillan as an example. Like, that's what we have to do. That's what we need to see from these receivers. He said that the O-line should be the strength of this team, which I agree. I would like the O-line and the D-line to be like 1 and 2 or 2, however you want to say it, the top of our team. I want this defensive line to be getting sacks and stop and run like crazy. And I want this offensive line to be giving Tannehill all the time in the pocket and to be running, having 100-yard rushing games every fucking game. Continuity between the two defensive offensive line, we're going to win 11 games. I'm calling that right now. If our defensive line gets sacks and stops the run, and our offensive line produces runs and protects the quarterback, we'll have 11 wins. You heard it here first. But that has to happen for that to happen. And then he says that McTeer is the best corner so far in the competition, opposite Xavier Howard. So it seems like it's his job to lose, which is crazy, because when this all started, everyone was asking who should it be, Tankersley or Lippett, but all of a sudden this dude pops up out of nowhere. Funny how that works, huh? Now, we'll get to your questions/comments, depending on which one I pick. And I picked this one from Ryan. And Ryan said, do you think this year that Kenyon Drake and Frank Gore will have a similar or better season than Ricky Williams and Ronnie Brown did in 2008? It depends. Now, Ricky was old when he came back, and Ronnie was still fairly new. So I can see where you're getting that similarity. The difference is, though, that 2008 offensive line was stacked. It wasn't stacked. It was just really good. It helped us get to 11-5. Without that offensive line, and without Tony Sparano, who's an offensive line coach, put that offensive line together, we probably wouldn't have made the playoffs, because Chad Pennington isn't mobile at all. Also, we had the Wildcat to help out with getting those rushing yards and those trick plays and keeping the defense on their heels. If the offensive line plays how I want them to and how they should, then yes, I do think it'll be a similar. And then I would think that, like I said before, if the offensive line and the defensive line are our top performers of the season, then we will have an 11-win season. But we have to have the defense and offensive line play stout. Hands down, the best. But that is the comment of the day. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think of training camp. If you have any questions that you want me to answer for comment of the day, hit that like button, because this time next week we'll already be playing our first preseason game, being that it is Friday. So I brought up the fact of streaming the preseason game next Thursday against the Bucs, and I'm just going to clarify some things. I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do it. I've heard a lot of you guys say do it. So I'm going to do it. But you guys need to realize something. I cannot stream the game itself. Then I will be going into copyright infringement and all that stuff with YouTube, and something bad might happen to my channel and all that stuff. So I'm not going to be streaming the game. Essentially what you're going to be seeing is me watching the game, chatting with you guys. Now, if you still want me to do it after me telling you that essentially, like if you watched my draft stream, essentially I set up my webcam, I was streaming, I had the draft on, and we watched it together. You guys had the draft on, and we were chatting and talking and predicting things. So that's what I'm planning on doing, is having the game on. You can't see it, or I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, because I don't know. I have to follow up more about what the copyright infringement laws are. But you'll be hanging out with me. Hopefully you guys can get the game. I'll teach you. All right. Here's a little trick. The NFL Network has a free week trial of their streaming service. So go on, put your email in, and you get it for a week free. So if you do it next Thursday, the 9th, before the game starts, you get that free week up until the 16th. Unfortunately, we don't play till the 17th. But you can watch it with me for free on your computer. So we can do that. So you can watch it with me and I'll stream it. Let me know if you guys still want me to stream it after me telling you that I won't be able to physically show you the game, but we'll hang out together and you'll see my reaction with the plays and all that stuff. So let me know below. Say, hey, still stream it. I still want to, hang out and watch the game with you. Or, nah, never mind. I thought I was going to be able to watch it. Let me know below. Get this video to 100 likes. If this video gets 100 likes, I'll do it, regardless. Other than that, usual, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I've been posting things, I've been retweeting things. You guys can see all your Dolphin stuff there. Follow my second channel, The Bit Boys. Next week, Madden comes out, like I've been saying time and time again. On the 7th, I get it, and on the 8th, there will be a Madden video out, so look out for that. Other than that, like usual, I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, share the channel with everyone. Like I said, when the season gets closer, I'm going to be talking about all of football because I'm going to be doing the picks, and like usual, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hands up. 7 of training camp. Let's get into it. No Isaiah Ford today. No Juwan James's tweet still from yesterday, so I don't think he's really going to practice today. No Brendel, no Derby, and actually no Gray today. So what that means is